Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let's go through GitHub MCP Server. As a developer, when you are working with some applications, of course, you are cloning the repository and you are doing something and you are pushing the changes, git, add, commit, pushing. There are different merge requests. There are some issues that you need to solve. There are so many things associated with the GitHub repository, right? So with MCP Server, you can tackle those things already via the natural language in the IDE. You can just ask something to do it and it will do for you, and it helps to make the life easier, let's say in that way. And also, if you are not a developer, you want to also know what are the different issues, is there some pull request or not, and something like that, if you want to get informations about the repository, right? So the first I will show you how you can integrate this in VS Code, and later how you can integrate that in the Cloud desktop, because they are the host that can have interaction with the GitHub MCP servers, right? So that is the flow of the video. If you are into this, then let's get started. First, let's go into the VS Code and integrate that. But before going into the VS Code, I will go to the official link here. This is the official GitHub MCP server. You can see the use cases and so on. You can read here: automating GitHub workflows, extracting, analyzing data, building AI powered tools and applications that interacts with the GitHub's ecosystem, right? But there are some prerequisites also that you need to be taking care here, because I'm going to show also with the Docker. So make sure that you have Docker installed, and make sure also that it is running, not only installed, so that we can do all sorts of things under the hood, right? And then lastly, you need to have this GitHub personal access token. So personal access token meaning that you are saying the LLM in your host, let's say in a VS Code or cloud, that I am authorizing you to connect to my GitHub account, so it can do the task for you. If you want to know more, here is the documentations, because there are two different types of tokens. I will just show you from this link. If I go here, you can see here is the place where you can create the fine-grained personal access token. That is direct link here, and there is the tokens classic. I have created this classic here, but there is the fine grained, does not have some limitations in a way. So I'm using the tokens classic, which provides all the access. And if you are confused what is the difference here, you can just go here in the documentation. It is mentioned what is the difference and how you can manage all your personal access token. It's up to you which one to use, but to get started we need something, right? I have already created this GitHub MCP server YT, and I have copied this, and I will show you how to do that by pasting it, because I'm going to revoke this anyway after this video. But for you, once you create this, you need to be saving it somewhere, because once you create, you cannot just use it later or see the token later. Once you have that, I think that is all the requirements. Let me go back. Okay, not here. Yes, that's it. Now we can do the installations in VS Code. Let me walk you through. In the VS Code, one click button, that's what you can use. If I scroll up, you can see here there are different ways how you can integrate, right? I'll show you all the things so it's easier for you, whichever you want to do. Here is this VS Code install server link. Click that. It says open Visual Studio Code. Open it. And now you can see it says install MCP server configurations, install the server, and you can rename GitHub install the server. Now it is opening settings.json. You can see that these two things was what I showed in my previous video about MCP time, this desktop and this file system. So you can see this is directly being copied here with the link. So that is one way how you can directly integrate this. You can copy it or come here. If I go back, you can see this part is copied here. You can just copy this and paste it, or just click this and it will do for you, right? This one, if you just noticed, we need to hard code the value. So if I show you here, you need to hard the token you copied before. But I will remove my GitHub token later, so I'm just showing you here. Here I will just paste my classic GitHub access token. Pat is a little longer, just for you not to be not to get confused. I will just save this one. So once I save this, not running right now, right? There is start. It is not running. Just to show you, I can open the chat. I need to be in agent mode. Here you can see 49 tools. I have all the tools now, because before I had the file system and server time. Now you can see MCP server, GitHub, and all sorts of tools. Whenever I ask some question here, it will be triggered here, it will run, or you can manually run here. But before showing that, I just want to show you why I said you to have the Docker, right? So if I now open my Docker, let me open the Docker. It's up here running. So go to dashboard. I will bring my, okay, this is the Docker desktop. You can see here container, there is nothing here, right? What happens if I now start? I just say start. It is using the command Docker, and I provided my personal access token. If I say start, it is running, right? And now if I again go to the Docker, you can see here this is this random name given here. You can see this is running in your computer in a containerized way. This is what we want. If you want to have the time also, there is another Docker. So if I now again go to Docker, there is two different MCP servers running. That's how the Docker works. And now if you stop it, that's gone. It will not affect your computer. That's the beauty of Docker. I can go here and stop it and ask questions related to my GitHub. This is one way. How many repositories or repos do I have? Because before, it will not know that how many repositories I have in GitHub. Now I can just ask how many repositories do I have. It says get me first because it needs to know who I am. So you see here, get details of the authenticated GitHub user, identifying the user of the I say continue. So now it will go through it, find that okay, this is the person, and then it will provide how many repositories. You can see it says you have 99 public repositories, you have public repository, you also have 4 public gist. This information is associated with the GitHub account Sudarshan Koirala. That's mine. You are quite active in GitHub with 321 followers, and you are following 24 others. You can see that by just having the conversation, I get the information. And also the good part here, if I just say get me, it will provide your informations in more details because this is one of the tool, right? If I do continue, and you can even go from here and see here also this get me. This is the GitHub, right? If you scroll down, there is this get commit, get me, get details of the authenticated GitHub user. So now you can see here, it provided all the informations about me, which it finds in the GitHub. But I don't want to show my personal access token here. What is the next thing you can do? This is in the settings.json, right? What I will do is I will just remove this now, just to show you another way. I will go here until GitHub. I will stop this first and remove this part and save it. You can see here now I just have 13 different tools because it is not connected to my GitHub anymore, right? Now if I go back, I just want to show you different ways how you can connect, right? So that is with the token directly into it. And there is another way also how you can do now, providing, for example, it will ask you to input the access token. One, you can directly do it what we did just before, pasting inside the settings. If you are a developer, you can add a similar example with the MCP key. The difference here, just to let you know, that here you have MCP inputs, and this is the way how it is, but here there is just the inputs. Just remember, you might copy 2 different things in different places and it might conflict. You can create a folder and have this inside it, so that this will allow you to share the configuration with others also. That is a really good way also how you can do this. For that, go to VS Code. You can either clone or create a repository. To keep them, you can add a repository. What I will do here is I will open my terminal here. I will go to my folder. I will go to one of the GitHub repositories, and I will open this now in VS Code, right? So this is now opened in VS Code. I can close this one because I don't need it anymore. Go here. I can manually do it inside the VS Code. I can create mcp.json, and now it already says here add the server, but I can now go here, copy this, go to VS Code and paste it. So you can see we are not providing the GitHub token directly. We are saying you need to ask me and I will provide you, and it is a password, meaning that it will not be shown when you paste it also. So I will just save this. Once I save, you can see this is the server. Now it says start the server. When I start the server, if I go here now, you can see there is 36 of 49. So if you just click here, because there are 36 different tools associated with this, it's already shown here. Now I need to start this. See what happens if I start this. It will ask for the personal access token. If I start, it says please enter and you need to paste your token. I will get my token, copy the token, go here and paste it. So if I enter, now you can see it here, the password is being placed. If I open the sidebar, the chat, now I can go here and ask things. Let me cancel this first. Now I can just say here, okay, get me, just simple example, so it works. I'm just trying to show you in two different ways because this is better. You don't need to show your personal access token. There are different ways of doing this. This is the main interesting part, so I'm showing you in more detailed, because after this you can just play around with your GitHub account and so on, right? So now you can ask anything. If I go to the documentation, you can see this is built from source and all the different things. What are the tools say, tools, repos, there are different things there if you want to explore more. But now I can have the conversation. I can just say which is the most starred repo in my account. A simple example, I can go into Git and do things, but now it says sorts repositories. I just want to show there are different tools associated with it. It is going to sort on your behalf, right? Your most star repository is YouTube stuffs. It has 305 stars, and it even provides me the link. I can click and confirm that this is correct because this is 305. And now I can see here there are two different issues. Can you show me how many issues I have? Right, that's how you start working with your GitHubs, because you can write the code, you can add, commit, push, but you need to know how many issues you have. So I will say here, how many issues do I have in this repo? So it will go and find how many issues you have. So now it goes and see list issues because it needs to know what are the issues there, right? In this repository there has been only one issue which is now closed. It was actually a pull request this. And by the way, if you see here, I said in this repository, and it seems that it didn't went to the GitHub YouTube stuff, but it went through this repo which I have opened in the VS Code. So this is a little bit confusing also here, because now I can just say which repo are you referring to. Your request failed. I don't know what happened. I will refresh it, because yesterday I created one issue to test in this LLM resources. Now I think it's referring to that. Let me check the repository details. It is referring to LLM resources and it has all the different things. But I want to know in the YouTube is there, because it didn't catch the context I am providing. I can say, oh, I was referring to YouTube stuffs repo. Now it should go and find the informations for me, and here it is open, so I don't even need to open this, and this one I can close. It is going to my GitHub account, find the issues, right? In your YouTube stuffs there has been lot of issues, 5 issues, pull request. Okay, currently open 2, right? Issues 3, a request from Grog to contribute to their API cookbook. Issue 2 is a user reporting a problem with the partition PDF function. So you get the point how you can do this. Now if I go back again, so here is the 2 issues, right? Okay, contribution to the Grog API cookbook. This another problem with the partition PDF function. This is quite old and I want to close this. I will write a comment here. I don't need to go into it. I will now go to VS Code and say, can you close issue number 2, mentioning that this is old issue and there is new way to fix it. I am closing this repo. So now I'm saying it can you close issue number 2, writing comments into it. LLMs or agents can be handled. It is going to issue number 2 because that was 2 years old. It says add issue comment. I can say continue. And now it is going to write something there based on what I provided here. There is new way this. Now I will close the issue, right? I can say if I go here, let's see, you can see here I didn't provide that much of the informations, but now you can say hey, and it is tagging the person, right? You can see it is tagging the right person, and it says hi, I'm closing this issue as it's quite old one from December, and there have been significant updates to the libraries. I recommend checking out the latest version using llama parse for this, update chunking this latest version of this. If you are still experiencing with the latest versions, feel free to open a new issue. Thank you. This is the comment it suggested. Can I close it? I can say here yes, continue, update the issue, and if I go back, it should be closed. This is how you can interact. I added a comment explaining this, and it provides the link. I can go here and you can see, let me bring it here, and it added Sudarshan Koirala, close this and complete it. So now I just have one issue. This is how it's easier to do things via this one. This is related to issues, right? You can even do pull request or create the branch, create the repositories and all the different things, because you can see here there are different tools. Issue comment, that's what we did. You can create a branch, create a issue, get commit, get issue commits, get issue, get pull request, update the pull request, and all the different things. Before continuing the video, I just want to mention that if you are new to this channel and if you find the contents useful, please do consider subscribing, which helps me motivate, create more contents like this in the future. If you have already subscribed, then thank you very much. Let's get back into the flow again. Maybe I want to do something here. Let's say, can you create a repo about MCP with detailed readme what MCP is all about, and one additional thing, use this link and I will provide the link of MCP. So I will go model context MCP or model context protocol. Let me take the introduction from here. I will copy this, go here and paste it. Let's see what it will do. It says fetch on trusted web. Yeah, go ahead, because that is trusted and I provided the informations. So this is another way we are using MCP. But remember, MCP was introduced quite a time ago. It says okay, continue, because before that we have LLMs. After that there comes the tools and the concept of agent, and you can see we are in the agent mode of VS Code, meaning that it already have a lot of tools associated with it. If you go here and type hash, you can see there are different tools associated. Now it is also showing with the MCP, but there are different tools associated with it, and the fetch is one where it fetches the information, and you can use that to provide context to the agent to do things for you. You need to provide real-time information, because if you are working with the agent, it needs to fetch something. It goes through the date cutoff time of the model training, so you need to provide the latest informations. I have created a new repo. Now I will create a detailed readme. Okay, go ahead and write the detailed readme for me with comprehensive information about MCP based on the provided documentations, right? So this is going to be handy, because if you are working on some repository, okay, get contents, I can say here, and you can see each time when it calls the new tool, it is asking my approval so that it does not goes wild, right? I need to approve whenever it calls the new tool, and I can say remember that for some sessions, or remember always there might be security issues if you are using MCP servers, because not all MCP servers might be trustworthy. Now if I go to GitHub, let me go to my GitHub. Okay, you can see this is the MCP guide being created. Here is the MCP guide and the main branch, MCP guide, a comprehensive guide, this. There is nothing in, and there is also the about section being created. Creator update. I have found the existing readme.md.sha. Now I will update it without comprehension. Let's see what it does. This readme must be updated based on the latest information. And now just imagine, you don't need to worry about version controlling all the things by yourself, because whenever you do something, it is adding new commits, on top of the existing one. So there is already a version control taking care of it. If I refresh the page, it's already there. So you can see. So it says what is MCP, why MCP, architecture of MCP host, clients, data sources, getting started, and all the different things with the detailed informations last updated May 2025. So you can see it went and write all the different things. I can check if it's correct and modify as I go. And now the thing that I mentioned you is also now there is 2 commits, right? If I go here, I can say in the beginning there was just the initial commit, and now there is add comprehensive readme with good things here. Now if I go back here, now you see here it says I have successfully created readme called this. The readme includes detail of this and all the different things. You can have this base and add more things as you go. Maybe in the future I can work on this repository to create more contents on the MCP clients, servers, all the different things I'm going to create. I can now go into this MCP guide repositories and do it there, right? This is how you can work around. Now I want to create a branch. Maybe now I will just say, can you create a branch named Dev and add my YouTube channel on the readme, right? And now I can say fetch, and let's see if it works or not. Data science basics YouTube channel. I'm just providing the name. Let me see if this is actually the correct one. It is not. Let's see. It's correct. There was some /40, so I continue. That's great. Now you can see the power of fetch. I said fetch and it went through the YouTube and well, not YouTube, but anywhere. Maybe it went on the internet and fetched the information. So, okay, let's create a branch. You see how it is making our life easier. You just provide your natural language. Okay, I have successfully created this get file contents. First let me get the correct content of the readme in the new branch. So now if I go here, if I go to MCP guide, if I go here, there is now the 2 branch. You can see there is this dev branch. In the dev, first it just copied things from the existing one. That's what it is, right? Dev, if you create a branch out of some branch or main branch, it's just the copy of it. Now you can update on top of it and then you can merge that into the existing ones, right? So now it says continue, create or update. And now if I go here, there should be a YouTube link. You can see here there is existing code and learn more on YouTube. Want to learn more about LLMs, AI and related technologies, check out my data science basics YouTube channel. If I go here, now would you like me to create a pull request to merge these changes into the main branch? You can see this is how, and yeah, go ahead. This is the Git workflow that we do, right? We have a branch or repository. It has the main branch or dev branch, whichever you want to make the base branch. You create a branch out of that, do your modifications, push the changes and create a pull request like this. And once you create the pull request, somebody will go there, review the code, give you some suggestions for the improvements if necessary. If not, then you just merge that, meaning that you can merge the newly changed in the new branch. So it says, would you like me to merge this pull request now? But before that, I will just go here and see what happens, right? This, and the good thing is you can see it created a pull request with instructions in it also. This pull request adds a reference to the data science basics YouTube channel. This changes, add a new learn more, include a link, maintains the existing flow. Now before merging it, I just want to go to the dev and see that if it has all the necessary things. You can see it says why MCP existing code. It says here existing code. I can just say here why there just the existing code, because if it is merged to the main, then this will not be there, right? I can say here why is this in dev branch, if it is merged, doesn't it replace the existing ones? That's what I want to do, because if it is merged into it, then it will not be there, because it's not how it works. Let me check the content. Okay, go ahead. what happened with the changes. I will let LLM do for me, or the agent do the things for me. Yeah, I see what happened. Looking at the dev branch corner, I can see when I added the YouTube channel, it's still going there, because I just think that it is just showing that and then it is going to update, but it seems that it just stops there, right? Added the YouTube, this, it's still going, probably it's hanging here, but you can see it is still running. There is an error in my implementation. This continue. The good part of Git is that it will do all the things. You know the history of it, what it has done, and so on. Let me explain what happened. There was an issue, this you saw was not meant to be actual live file. It was just a placeholder I incorrectly used. Would you like me to merge these corrected changes? Yes, go ahead. I want to show you a flow, so that if you have problems, you can just ask the natural language. Merge pull request. Let me see. I said I will go and merge pull request, but did it even do the change? I will refresh the page first. Okay, this is the dev branch, right? It adds everything here. And now I want this merged into the main one with the data science basics YouTube channel. There you can see all the commits. Now I have this dev branch and the main branch. This is how you work with the new features into the dev and then merge that into the main branch. Now we have the link, and if I click the link, it will take me to the YouTube channel, right? This is how you can work with the GitHub MCP server. Now quickly, the last part of this video, I will show you how to do the same thing in the Cloud desktop also. What you need to do is just go to this MCP GitHub MCP server, and if you scroll up here using with VS Code and GitHub MCP server, optionally this one is for Cloud desktop. I will copy this and open the Cloud desktop. I will go to the settings of the Cloud desktop app itself, not the setting of your profile but of the app itself, right? And now you need to go to the developers and you need to edit the config, and this is the file. Okay, open. And now here I can just do Control V. You can see Cloud desktop config, and now here I need to provide the tokens, because without the tokens you cannot do it, right? So I will just do Control C. I will go here and then I will do Control V. I will save this one. I can now close this because I'm going to work in the Cloud desktop. So here is the Cloud desktop, and I can cancel this. And now if I refresh this, if I quit this, and then I will again open it, because once you implement this, you need to again open. I will just say Cloud open. It should open the Cloud. Now you should see the MCP here, SS integrations in this menu, right? If I go here, use style GitHub, and now the UI is slightly changed. Before there was just this thing over here, but now you see GitHub and there is 36. If I go here, you can see all the different tools associated with it. Now I can go here and say get me, because now it knows I'm talking to GitHub. It will provide all the information related, and it says allow. Now it is going to do the same thing I showed you in the VS Code. Now you can see it is showing different things, statistics, and informations are also. And then the good part here is that in VS Code you might be working with some LLMs, and now here there is Cloud 3.7 Sonnet that you can work. I think this MCP server of GitHub is quite good if you are a developer and working with some repositories, so that you can have the conversations directly with natural language. That's all I want to show you. I hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.